Yo, what's going on? This next video I'm bringing to you, a man named Thomas Sowell speaks about families in the United States, particularly African American family. In his own words, in a discussion that was had not too long ago, Mr. Sowell talks about the disparities of black families in the country and what the welfare state system did to our families. I think this topic is still relevant today, to this day, and a lot of our families in America are suffering from bills and laws that were passed some time ago. I ain't gonna even go into it too much on this topic because I know it's touchy to a lot of people, but I definitely pray and hope that you will take a look at this video and hear what Mr. Thomas Sowell says about the welfare state and what it did to our families and community.
Most black children were being raised in two-parent families in 1960. 30 years after the liberal welfare state, the great majority of black children were being raised by single parents.
Yes.
How does that, by the way, we should note that Patrick Moynihan publishes the Moynihan Report in 1965.
Yes.
And he's alarmed because the illegitimacy rate among black families is 25% then. Now, among whites, it's over a third.
Yes.
Hispanics, it's over half. And among African Americans, it's over 70%. What's going on there?
Well, this is, again, this too, you find the same thing in Britain, you find it in France and Norway, you find it in the Western world. In fact,
The dissolution of the family structure.
oh yeah, there are any number of Western nations where 40% of the children are raised with only one parent.
Right.
At the extremes, compared to Asian countries, at the extremes, Iceland, it's 2 out of 3 children born are raised in a single-parent home. In South Korea, it's 1 out of 66.
Wow. Wow. And so that's the welfare state?
Yes.
It is.
Oh, you're paying. You're creating a situation where if the first of all, you're creating a situation where if the man stays there, the government will not give the woman welfare, and if he leaves, it will. And so they're paying. When you pay people not to get married, more people don't get married.
Quote to you. Arguably the most consequential of these was the decline in two-parent families.
Yes.
Close quote. Explain that one. Among African Americans.
Yes.
We're still talking about African Americans.
Well, you know, when they talk about things like this, they talk about the legacy of slavery.
Right. Right.
And I argue, well, empirically, it's not that; it's the legacy of the welfare state. Because as of 1960, which is almost 100 years after slavery ended, the majority of black kids were being raised in two-parent households. But within one generation after the welfare state, that had dropped down to a minority. So that the majority of black kids today are raised in one-parent households. When you think about it, I mean, centuries of slavery and generations of Jim Crow did not destroy the black family, but one generation of the welfare state did.
Now we got a situation. I need to know, is things better today after the 1960s or prior to the 1960s? Because they say through affirmative action and bills that were passed by prior administrations, now we have one parent households. Now a parent can receive assistance from our government. So we need to ask ourselves, we need to analyze just a short period of history. Are we better off after the 1960s? Or are we worse off than the 1960s? Is family important? Moving forward from the 1960s based off our progress? Or were we better and stronger prior to the 1960s when we did have a two-parent household and families were together? Those are things that you might want to ask yourself today and really be truthful, because obviously everybody don't see things the same way. And myself personally, I know that children need both parents. So I don't know. Get in the comments, tell me what you think about that next video, the last video that I just put out.